Twitch, YouTube, hello, welcome to another stream. My name's Corrupted2108. Today we are looking at the Benefactor LRC GT. Its real life variant is actually a pretty close one-for-one almost to the Mercedes-Benz CLK GT, the Street Edition. I personally don't know much about the bona fide street version of the CLK GT. So I can't really talk to that. However, I know Mercedes-Benz. I'm back late '90s. I'm almost positive that it was the actual GT race version. Was a common car in one of the GT class. I don't know if it was GT2 or GT3 for races across the pond. I know it wasn't in the States, or at least I don't think it was. To be perfectly honest, I wasn't really into GT racing as a child, and late '90s I was only getting into my early to mid teenage years, so I didn't really have I didn't have like the channels on TV in order to have eyes on the different races and such. But it's here in the game. Almost 13 years later, with the Kortz Center Heist as part of the first 7 vehicles to be released with the Kortz Center Heist, and let's see what all can be done. As I said a few nights ago, all the new cars are coming with the missile lock-on jammer. Your armor's standard, your brakes are standard. Your chassis upgrades are just your typical stuff, right? So you've got your antenna, which is the thing at the top of the scoop there, actually like the middle of the car. Dual, so you have a large antenna and a smaller antenna. Then you've got your canards, which are down at the front of the bumper on either side. Your double, your canards with antenna, so you still have the large antenna on top with your canards. Your single canard with your dual antennas, and then your double canards without the roof scoop, and then your single canard without the roof scoop. I went with just the double canards. I didn't want the antennas on there. Your engine cover. So that's what your stock engine cover looks like. It's just plain glass. Then you've got the aero kit, which is more towards not the glass itself, but just the in this case, since it's a rear engine vehicle, the actual hood. So that's your trunk, if it were to have a trunk, and then this would be your hood. Then your Aero Mark II, which just really provides, in this case, additional downforce. And then your Aero Mark II with your shield, and that just puts a sheet of it's just louvers over the glass. Then your exhaust, your stock exhaust, which is on either side. Your GT twin track, which is centered. Your Mark II, your titanium, and then your titanium Mark II. I went with the twin titanium. To me, it just looked better. Your hood, as I said, it's not really a hood. It's more of it would be trunk space because the engine is in the back of the car. That's what your stock looks like. Your vented Mark II, your GT Aero, and then your GT Aero with no grill. That's a grill, that's without the grill, and that's just now it's just a cone for air to flow. Your horn, your lights. I didn't like the liveries. Most people fall in love with certain liveries and then they just put it on everything, and that's fine. To be perfectly honest, liveries really aren't my thing unless it like speaks to the car, right? If it's a if it's part of car culture, like if it's an iconic car, like take for example the Ford Shelby GT500, right? If you have that is an iconic car, okay, and there's only two options for that car with the racing stripes, and it better be gray for Eleanor from Gone in 60 Seconds, or it's bullet green from the movie Bullet. Okay, that car is iconic. All right, and those racing stripes is legitimately a livery. Okay, it goes all over the car, or all over the top of the car, up the hood, down the up the hood, over the roof, down the trunk. These really don't speak to me, only because I just didn't think they were needed. I didn't think it was like a legit necessity. Like your Fly US, it's you got your globe oil on the wing or the spoiler, your enormous twin airbags on the wing underneath it. Then you got the name of the car, or the make of the make of the car, your Fly US, live a little, fly with us, and then you've got your sponsor logos here: Globe Oil, enormous twin airbags, Globe Oil. You've got Benefactor, you got the race number, you got the Wee Wang, the piss washer, the Atomic. The Atomic is obviously the tire manufacturer. Globe Oil is just as it is either fuel or it's a brand of oil. Nothing on the back, and then the same on the other side. Then you got piss washer, pretty much the same thing. Benefactor's in a different place. Globe Oil and enormous twin airbags are the same width at the front of the car. Atomic, it goes from the bottom of the bumper to the top, to the bottom of the fender, but more pronounced towards the headlight. You got the number 11 instead of number 5. Piss washer is the main sponsor for this livery, and then everything really stays the same. Douche Gold, that becomes your main sponsor, with the two-tone being Benefactor, right? And then you've got I'm not entirely sure what Yogashima is. Device is a sponsor. Power Metal is a sponsor. I believe Douche Gold is a beer. And then you've got other decals. You got the number 52. And then you've got really nothing on the front bumper. Sprunk. Again, if you were gonna be rocking the Sprunk logo, you really have to paint the car green. It's just fitting. Sprunk is an in-game version of Sprite. Not too far off. SPRIT versus SPRUNK. But you got sprunk all over the bumpers, zero gas, Cartoon Network. Okay? Can't make it up. It's CARTUNE Network. Right there. Just noticed that now. That's stupid funny. Okay. And you got device in white, atomic in white, your zero gas as the normal colors for zero gas. Number 7 on the as the race number. But zero gas is your livery for the spoiler. Same thing with E-Cola. E-Cola is in-game version of Coca-Cola. Number 33 on the number. Zero gas. Device tension, which I believe is like in-game version of Samsung. It's got the same type of like blue backing, as only like a little lighter. Samsung's is darker for like their box, the logos for the TVs. But you still got Atomic Racing. You've got Ron Oil, which is the little orange box, what looks like a teardrop. That is an oil droplet, or a fuel droplet, actually. You've got the Tiger livery, which is another Pisswasser main sponsored livery. Then you got your Attack, which it's the Shark livery. I don't know, none of these really speak to me. Cluck and Bell, you already know the deal. It's a chicken restaurant in-game. With the number 69, nice, as the racing number. And then you got your Bull Shark, or the Bulwark livery, which kind of looks like an old fighter jet type, kind of, sort of. Excelsior Double Edge as your main sponsor. For either side, you got Mind Mock on the wing. And then a couple other things. You've got Flint Tool on the bumper. But yeah, it just doesn't really, speak to me all that much. So we're gonna keep it plain. Your loss prevention and your loss and theft prevention. That comes standard whenever you buy a vehicle. The license plate, you just change the color of the license plate. Rear diffuser. That's your stock diffuser. Your stage 3 carbon fiber. Your stage 2 carbon fiber. Your stage 2 split carbon fiber. The stage 3 with bumper delete. So as you can see, where the stock exhaust was, that just gets rid of it and just leaves the diffuser. And then your 2-stage with the bumper delete. I kept the bumper, and I only used the 2-stage carbon fiber. I tried it personally. I don't like carbon fiber on the vehicle, so I try to do as little as humanly possible. I feel that carbon fiber in and of itself removes the from the car. I'm one of those guys that, yeah, sure, fine, carbon fiber is great. It's a lot lighter, whatever. I personally don't like it. As I said, it it removes the personality from the vehicle. I very much think that the personality of the car is that when the car is whole. And that means everything on this car stays as is as much as possible. So as little carbon fiber as possible. I just try not to do it. I did go with the bluish. No, I went with the shadow silver. I think it looks good. I think it looks like I know the, what is it, the stone, perhaps it's this, the midnight silver. I remember growing up, and I'm not entirely sure if it was actually midnight silver or if it was shadow silver. I had a Hot Wheels car of the CLK GT, and don't ask me to try to look for it now. I probably could never find it. And I just thought that the color made the vehicle. And you know how Mercedes-Benz is. It's either, you have your standard white, your black, your silver. Very rare do you have like a blue or a red. It's few and far between, but I've seen a tan. I've seen not really weird or wild colors. Aside from the, what was it? The hardtop convertible. Was that the SLK 55? Not entirely sure. But aside from that car had some wild colors. That had yellow, dark blue, and wild by Mercedes-Benz's means. Not saying that, I'm not saying that yellow is a wild color regardless. I'm saying that for Mercedes-Benz, for one particular color or one particular car, they chose like a sky blue. They chose a yellow. They even chose an orange for the car, and it was just wild coming from Mercedes-Benz. With this particular car, as I said, I remember having a Hot Wheels car of either this color silver or the midnight silver, and I just thought it looked like it complemented the car really well, and that's what I did. Also, the crew emblem. I spoke about this when I did the review on the Gallivanter Warden, and how that was just massive on the hood, and it looked like crap because of the hood scoop on the hood. This, you can barely see it. Like if you're looking like straight on, it's too small. It does not do anything for the car. Again, like, you could have put it on the door. If you're gonna have it that small, fucking stick it on the back, past the rear wheel. Put it on both sides, right, of the car. Stick it past the rear wheel by the tail light. Where it would like complement a livery, something of that nature, where it's not just gonna be plastered to the side or on top of something and make it look just like garbage. I don't think that the devs really took into consideration that certain crews put their logos on fucking everything. I try not to. I do it on some, but not every vehicle. But only if it looks good, only if it makes sense, right? But yeah, putting this on that, like, just right there, not a good look. Other than that, very little to complain about the car. There's very little that you can do. There's nothing wild that you can do, which is fine. But like, this type of car really doesn't need anything wild. It's already a GT class car. So, like, your skirts, that's your stock, okay? Your Agile, Siphon, Mono Mark II, Stagger, and then your Aegis. I went with the Mono Mark II. I thought it looked pretty good. Splitter, that's your stock, your slanted. I just didn't really like the black plastic look. Your straight diffuser. Again, try not to rock the carbon fiber. Your slanted width diffuser, your classic, and then your classic Mark II. Everything's painted. It looks like it belongs. And then your new gen, which this looks good. Didn't get it. I don't know if the fog lights would work. But also this would look more like it belonged on a Le Mans track. So, be that as it may. Then your spoiler. That's your normal, and the only thing I did was remove the taillight. That's what your Mark II looks like, your XL wing, your Mark II wing, your shelf. So, like, you know, that's what that looks like. Then your GT track with shelf, wing small with shelf. I don't know on what planet you reside on where this is a low profile aero wing. It's not, and you're wrong, but that's fine. Then your GT small double stack, which I really need to figure out what Rockstar's definition of small is. Because, again, that's really not. And then your double stack with shelf. And then the one I put on it. Sun strips, take it or leave it. Sun strips really are just an excuse to put a decal on the car. You got your Mind Mac, your Power Metal, your Fukaru, your Mind Mac, Fukaru, then your hard stand. Hard stand is a suspension. I think. I just chose none because you remove so much of the window. If you were to look inside the car, like, you're not going to be able to see a portion of the outside of the window because of the sun strip. Transmission standard, your turbocharger standard, and your wheels, and then your windows. So. And now we're going to take it on, hang on a minute. This is a super. So we're going to go in, we're going to do our race. So. This will be the full review of the LRC GT. Also gives you a little behind the scenes on, which car I pick. It's just that these cars are new. I'm gonna do the full review, what I think of the car. I don't know how many people really view this, or if even they watch the entire video, whether you see it live or you see it on YouTube. If you do like the content, make sure you give me a follow here on Twitch. Subscribe if you would like to use your Prime subscription. That's free as long as it's connected to your Amazon Prime account. Helps me out a bunch. It gets my channel that much closer to being seen by more people. And if you don't watch the live stream, you can always catch the YouTube channel when that goes live, typically the day after, and you can always drop a subscription there. YouTube is completely free. Stick around, have some fun with us, and potentially, if you watch live, you can participate in the chat, and I can talk to you. But here we go. Am I going to launch a job on my own? Well, no, I'm going to have other people with me. The viewer. The LRC GT. Let us begin. Normally, when I start one of these, you see it just on this screen. And you sit there and you go, hey, what's that guy doing standing out in the grass like this? And I go into my spiel, welcoming you to the hot lap. And for those that don't know, or for those that are new to the channel that do not know what the hot lap is, this is a track that I created through the Rockstar Games creator. And this track is bona fide the longest land race. I don't go up in the air. I don't travel up buildings. I stay on the ground. This is a 57.27 mile lap, point-to-point race. It is the hot lap. It starts in the airport, ends at the pier, and we go all over God's creation, or in this case, is all over Rockstar's creation, that being San Andreas. We go up through Blaine County. We see the sights. We take a brief tour of Fort Zancudo, and then we careen through the city. Without further ado, let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Benefactor LRC GT. We're going to see just how fast we can get through this track. This is a non-HSW vehicle. HSW is House Special Works, located at the car meet. This is not a HSW capable vehicle, so this is just your standard upgraded vehicle to the max, or as max as it can go. And non-HSW vehicles, I try to get through this race, regardless of class. I try to get through this in under 35 minutes. That's just a personal thing that I try to get through, whether or not, and that's all determined on, to be perfectly honest, how much should I hit? I'm trying ever so much to reach that perfect lap. Don't hit anything. Make all the turns without scratching up the car. It's probably never going to happen, but it's a good goal to work towards. This car has never seen the hot lap. This is its first time running it. Passing the casino at 2 minutes 30 seconds. We're actually doing pretty good. A little over 3 minutes in, and we're already on the Tatavarian Mount Highway. As you can see by the map, we are on the backside of the reservoir, which was to my right. Does seem planted to the ground, but I mean, with it being slammed on its nuts like it is, which I did not change. I didn't see that as an option. If I did, I don't think I changed it, because it was already low to begin with. This is rear-wheel drive, I believe. Getting to this bridge at 5 minutes is not bad. This is on par with some of the other supercars. And you can put your foot in it and just go. Pardon me? Pardon me? Excuse me? Pardon me? Taking us a little over a minute to get down the highway is not bad. Could it be faster? Sure, but it's not a bad thing at all. We're actually making great time for a non-HSW supercar right now. We're in Sandy Shore. We're approaching Sandy Shores at just over 9 minutes. That's crazy. Before the 9.5 minute mark, getting to that intersection is phenomenal. Woohoo! NPCs knew how to drive. Okay. This has potential. This has a lot of potential. This car could be on par to being one of the top 5 fastest non-HSW cars. And I can't see what it says in miles per hour. Yeah, there's no digital gauge. There we go. Really kind of wish there was a digital a gauge, like whether it be at the on the map or under the map or by the time on the right hand corner. And if there is, it's a setting that I have not clicked, and I've never clicked it on it ever. So. One thing when I did my settings back in 2013 is I put it to mileage instead of kilometers. Oh, pardon me. See how planted this car is when we have to go over, like, the off-road section in the sand. Ooh. Oh, wow. Just noticed that the fog lamp's actually working on the bumper. That's cool. I bought the car with the intention of doing the hot lap and essentially, like, really never driving it. And here I am doing a full review plus the hot lap, and the car has really never been driven except for, like, to the casino and back. So that's how much road time this car has actually gotten, aside from the hot lap here. Got there before the train got through the power plant before the train got there. That is a good sign. Well, to be fair, I think I've only had to wait for that train twice out of 102 laps. So Didn't do too bad on the dirt. Didn't do too bad on the dirt at all. Which, honestly, is surprising. Oh, don't do it. Admittedly, traffic is only set to medium. That way, the car does not look like a crumpled soda can by the end of the race. Essentially, like, giving it a chance to survive. Last thing you want is to deal with rush hour traffic in the middle, you know, as a race, during the race. Oh! Did I really scratch the paint on that street sign? I think I did. I can't tell because of the shape of the wing. We're gonna go with a maybe. However, there's no, like, big damage to the car. And we are going to have to go careening through a gate relatively soon, so... because the gate just doesn't open. There's no way to pin it back so it's constantly open. So... maybe it didn't register damage. I don't know. Yeah. A little bit of damage on the scoop, but that's about it. That's where the gate came off the hinges and hit the car. Oh god, there was a biker there. Holy shit. Almost hit the G-Wagon. Successfully avoided hitting the G-Wagon. Really don't want to have this thing take flight on me. Going barreling into a cement mixer does not seem like a good day. Son of a bitch. Okay, well. There was no getting around that one. I had my pedal to the floor on that one, and there was just no apologizing for hitting that car. Or that van. I would have sailed over a car. Oh, shit. That guy shit his pants. Okay, well. There is a little bit of damage. I'm pretty sure that's where the gate hit the car. No damage done to the front end, which is surprising. Kill now. Fuck. Son of a bitch. Oh well. Car doesn't look damaged that badly. There have been other cars where they've had some bigger damage other than a headlight being out. So, missing bumpers, missing fenders, missing a door, fully exploded. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've had two cars explode while on the hot lap during streams. So, we are going to meet. We are going to beat the 35-minute mark. That's going to be done handily. We're also going to beat. We got the potential to beat the 31-minute mark, although I don't think that's going to be. There's potential there. A couple of times I did spin out. I had to fully stop and avoid hitting cars. Close to 31 minutes. Close to 31 minutes. 31 minutes, 3 seconds, to be exact. Not a bad time, especially for a track this long. This car, I would fully recommend and endorse you buying, if not for track racing, but definitely as a car to have if you are a fan of most of the Benefactor vehicles. I highly recommend this car. Oh, is that a car? But yeah, I fully recommend buying this car. I had fun driving it. It was a fun drive on the hot lap. It's decent customization. It's not a bad price. Let's see. It is on Legendary for $2.6 million. For a non-HSW vehicle, $2.6 million is admittedly a little hard to swallow. You're getting a decent supercar, okay? You're getting probably, if not a top 5 supercar, a top 10 supercar. So I would, if you don't want to buy it at full price, I would definitely wait for a sale, but absolutely pick it up. Obviously, if you've been grinding the game as much as some of us have over the last almost 13 years since online has come out, you probably have everything in the game, plus you have a couple of 100 million racked up. Then 2.6 is not going to be that hard of a pill to swallow. If you are constantly on the grind and you do not have the funds, 2.6 is definitely a harder pill to swallow. I would say wait for a sale. Normally, you could probably get it not on a steep discount, but probably 30-40% off if you're lucky, especially because it's new. That being said, this has been the Benefactor LRC GT. I have been Corrupted2108. This has been the GOIN Hot Lap plus full review of the Benefactor LRC GT. Thank you very much for joining. If you want to support the channel, drop a follow. Feel free to drop your Prime sub if you want to drop a free subscription your boy's way. If you missed the live action here on Twitch stream, you can always catch it on the YouTube video that'll go up later on tomorrow morning, probably along about 6 or 7 o'clock in the a.m. You can also join, drop a sub there. That is completely free on youtube.com/corrupted2108. But with that said, I'll catch you back here on the track for another lap. And a lot less rain. Take care, folks. Have a great night. Until next time.